everyone, it's Kathy from To Die House. Today is Saturday, July 30th, 2022. It's been a long time since I've seen you. About 9 months, almost 9 months. Last time I did a video was late October. I kept meaning to do another one, and then I would say I'll do it next week. Then I put it off, or next week would come and go. Then I was like, okay, well, the next week, and that would come and go. And the next thing I know, it's months later. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, and it's nice to have you here. If you've subscribed to my channel, welcome back. I know I've been away a while, so I have some fun things to share with you. I have some whips that I've been working on, a big finish. I have some haul. I'm not going to show you 9 months worth of haul, because that would be like the 10-hour video, and who wants to sit through that? But some purchases. I went to the New Jersey Flosstube retreat last week, so I have some things that I purchased there. And there's a new business called So Pretty Pins. I'll share some of her beautiful creations with you. And then I'm getting ready for fall. You know, fall is my favorite time of year, and about a month ago I was like, oh, I really want to get into doing my fall stitching. It's a little hard to get in the mood when it's 90 degrees outside, but somehow I always find a way. Okay, so let's get started. Where did I put my notes? Grab those. Craft room is a hot mess. Oh, before I get started, one of the things that that I've done, and I'll let you know how it goes, is I entered a couple of my pieces into our local county fair. So I took those over last Monday and registered them, and I'll probably be going to the fair tonight or tomorrow afternoon. I'm not sure when Darren and I will be going to see how I did. When I got there, the lady was like, oh, I'm just so happy people are bringing things in. It's a small, we live in a very, the population of our county is a lot lower than the rest of the state. So, but people were bringing things in. The last time I had entered something into that fair was in 2018. And I think I was going to enter in 2019, but there was like a bad thunderstorm, like torrential rain during the registration time. And our dog is terrified of thunder. So I remember not wanting to leave her alone to take them over. So I didn't enter anything in 2019. We all know what happened in 2020. 2021 was more of the same as 2020. So 2022, I was like, I'm back in it. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to do a couple of shout outs. People that I've been watching, they're newer Flosstubes. At least to me they are. One is Macy from Quaint Rose Needle Arts. Yeah, Quaint Rose Needle Arts. And I'll link their channels down below. She has that beautiful Amelia's bird that is out there. I think she has an Etsy shop. So she's a designer, so I've been watching her. The other is Kitschy Whips, Maggie, who... her first video, she was like, I've got the makeup and the good bra on. Let's go. And I was like, I'm in. I'm just in. No matter what she does, I'm in. She's really big. Well, she rescued this incredibly large mirabilia. It's beautiful. So she loves mirabilia. But she's fun to watch. She makes you laugh. Lifts your spirits. Great channel. And that's Maggie from Kitschy Whips. I'm sure other people have mentioned her as well. And then the third channel that I wanted to give a shout out to, and I love these ladies, Anna and Carolyn from Curious Crafters. They're sisters, and they live in the San Francisco Bay Area, which already signed me up because I love Northern California, and I just love the Bay Area. Like, I just love the culture of it. I love the Bay Area. But they do incredible stitching, knitting, and then they like to figure things out. And I was like, oh, these are my people. Because I like to figure things out too. The other thing they do, which, you know, as if I wasn't all in enough, they do a catwalk at the beginning of their videos with stuff that they've made, either sewn or knitted. So I was like, cross-stitching catwalks? Sign me up. I'm in. So those are some people that I would recommend that you go check out. Again, I'll link their channels below. Let's see. A couple of things that I've been doing in the interim. This is my first Flosstube video, full Flosstube video in a while, but I have done some tutorials. Actually, I did one tutorial on how to make fabric blueberries, and I'm going to link that here. But these are the blueberries I made. They're just little fabric blueberries. Audrey from Stitchy Witch and I did a berry exchange last year, and I included some of the fabric blueberries. So Janet, excuse me, Janet Jabber had asked me to do a tutorial. It took me almost a year, but I got it done. And like I said, I'll link that here if you want to make some fabric blueberries. I think the next thing I'm going to try is to make fabric cherries. And I'm thinking maybe like floral wire coming out of the top to make the stem. So that will probably not happen until next summer. The other tutorial that I'm working on, let's see if I can find it, is a fish taco pin cushion. I had made a couple of fish tacos, and now these are not proportional. I've just been working on them separately. So I'm taking a fabric circle, folding it in half, and then making a fabric fish, putting it in the circle to make a fish taco. And I'm just filling this with some lizard litter, you know, the crushed walnut shells, and sticking it in there. And then I kind of like just tack it so that the fish stays in the shell, and then it's a fabric fish taco pin cushion. So I think what I might do is order some emery, which you can get on Amazon, and fill these with emery so that when you stick your needles in, it sharpens them a little bit. Not sure yet. So that tutorial will be coming soon. And what else? So that's kind of like what I've been up to, and also stitching. So on that note, let's get into some whips. Now I have been participating in Whip Go. Now I'm behind at the moment, but I plan on getting all caught up in August. I did see Jessie Marie at the New Jersey retreat last week, and just thanked her for putting together Whip Go, because I told her, I said, you know, it's really helped me to pay attention to things that have sort of like fallen to the back of the pile and get them, you know, in circulation again. So I really thanked her. It's a genius idea. It's the never-ending whip. I feel like I should have finished this a year ago. I should have, because my friend Rebecca started after me and finished it way long ago. But it is Charlotte Mills 1844 by Fox and Rabbit. And here is where I am at. None of this is ironed. But it's the never-ending whip, and it's the never-ending border. So I've been trying to stitch on her on Sundays, but I have other things going on, and I'm like, I keep putting her to the side. So every time she comes up on my Whip Go, she gets a lot of attention. But this is where I'm at. So I think the last time I might have been like in here somewhere. So I've finished the border all the way up to the top, and now I'm going across. But I feel like once that border is done, set up, Cat. Once the border is done, then I'll get in the flowers. Rebecca said maybe I should go in and work on a couple flowers to break up that border. That's probably not a bad idea. But I also feel like if I stop working on the border, will I ever get back to it? Maybe. But I'm stitching that on a dark khaki from Silkweaver, and they're all DMC. So that is where I'm at on that. So this is my full moon stitch. So every month during the full moon, I have it marked down in my book of days calendar. I've been stitching on this. I'm almost done, and my goal is to get this done by the end of September, or by the September full moon. So I think I've mentioned in prior videos, my friend Helen from my stitching group sent this to us when there was like, it was like a harvest moon, full moon, blue moon. It was like it was 2 years ago, I think. It was like one of those moons where it only occurs like once every 30 years or something. So she sent us all in our group by the Calico Confectionery, Once in a Blue Moon. And I made a ton of changes to it, but this is where I'm at. Let me get something behind it so you can see. Like I said, I'm almost done. I just have a border to do. So this is where I'm at. I changed the moon color. I changed the stem on the pumpkin. Yeah, I changed the color of the braid. I think I just used all floss that I had in my stash, and just made a ton of changes. So I really only have that black border to go all the way around, and then I'll be done. So I don't think it would be unreasonable to expect this to be finished by September. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But I think it's just one of the things I need to sit down and, but I only pull it out during the full moon, like the day before the full moon and the full moon day, and then it goes away. So if I don't get a lot of progress made on it during that period of time, it's going away for a month. But, you know, slow and steady wins the race. And next month, there will always be a full moon. So there's that. Oh, and she also included like a really nice letter that explains, you know, why that moon was so special. And the plan is to take this letter and attach it somehow. I almost thought about, this may not be a good idea. I thought about if I finish it like a soft finish, then putting the letter in between the layers, like in the batting. I don't think it's a good idea. If I frame it, I'll just tack it, you know, attach it to the back. The next whip that I've been very diligent with and have been working on, this is the Fruits of Plenty stitch along that Chris Cross Stitch and I are both hosting. He has been far more diligent about mentioning it during his floss tubes. I guess you have to make them mention it. But it is Modern Folk Embroidery, the Fruits of Plenty. Now this was a release back in 2021, and I purchased it, but I did not start it. And I kind of felt like once the first couple of months were released and I hadn't started yet, that I was like, oh, I'll just wait till all 12 are done. And then Chris mentioned, you know, that he was going to start it. And so I was like, oh, perfect opportunity. And so this is where I am at. So I have been really, really good about stitching each month. I've been taking like the first 10 to 15 days of the month, and this is like, I'm dedicating that to this. So when this is done, then I go on to other things in the month. But I think what I might start doing is stitching ahead, because I can see that coming in autumn and then into the holidays in the winter, that other things might take precedence, and I really do want to get this done this year. So I'm stitching this on a 40 count Treasure Trove by Silk Weaver, and I'm using 3 colors. I'm using Uniform Blue, Tis the Season's Moss by Victorian Motto. There's the Uniform Blue by Gentle Art. And then the other color I'm using is a hand dyed by Rolanda, and it's called moss green. So I think it's funny that two of my colors are called moss, but one is gray and one is green. So, but yeah, I've really been good about staying up on this one, because I know, like, if I get behind, I'll just put it aside and I won't get back to it. So yeah. That's been my most consistent whip. So once that is done, like I said, I move on to my whip go things. I didn't get to July's, so I have July and August to do, but that's fine. I actually, on Charlotte Mills, had put in some extra time on her up front, so when she was called for whip go, I'd already completed it. So that bought me a little space, which was nice. Okay. What is it with itchy nose and Flosstube? Why do you always get itchy nose? This is part of my whip go. I had started this probably in 2018. Leela's Studio Halloween Quaker. And again, this was one that I was really happy to put on my whip go board because it did sort of fall to the back of the pile. And I would really like to get this done. So I'm stitching this on 40 Count Illusion by Silkweaver, and that's where I'm at. Let's see if I can stretch that out a little bit so you can see it better. There you go. And I kitted the floss from Stash. I'm not using, I'm sure some of it's called for, but yeah, I kitted it entirely from Stash. Pretty sure. But this just came up on my whip go again, so I'm planning on putting some good time into this in August. Again, that's Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. Another whip go. Again, this was one I should just buckle down, barrel through. Blackbird Designs Justice for All. Almost done with this one. Almost done. I just saw another chart in here and I'm like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? What is going on? Oh, I see. Okay. Blackbird Designs Justice for All. It's an oldie. I don't know if it's out of print. I mean, I see it from time to time, so I think you can get it on the secondary market. And this is where I'm at. So I'm working on the alphabet, and pretty much that's all I have to do, and then stick my initials in the side. But everything at the bottom is done. So again, very close to finished. I would love to get this done before the end of the year. It is part of my whip go for that very reason. So also part of my whip go is my friend Mo had loaned me her Prairie Moon, Thine is the Trick and the Treat. And I have not worked on this in a while. I made a mistake somewhere and it kind of set me back a little bit. But this is where I am. I am stitching this on a 40 count Christmas in Williamsburg, so it's a kind of like, there, that's a great, that represents the color really well. It's like a gingerbread color. But I love it. I really love it. So I need to, this might have just come up on my whip go for July, so it'd be one that I'm behind on, but I can catch up in August. And then my last whip go, And I put these on like several spots on my Whipco board so that they come up with a little more frequency. And I think this one just came up for August. Is Rosewood Manor Cornwall Cottage Sampler. And I saw this when I was at Needleworkers Delight, which is my LNS. And it was one of those ones where it's like the model just like... But here is where I am at. There we go. My friend Kim from Crafty Kim, she has done this, and she's doing it like over 1 on a 28 count, I think, and it's beautiful. The other thing is my friend Lori from Once Upon a Stitch is working on this one as well, and she was talking about taking the handle out of the basket. I guess she had shown it to her husband. He was like, yeah, take the handle out. Like, the handle's kind of distracting. And I think I'm going to do that because I like the idea of just a basket full of flowers without that handle there, and I think it would be very pretty. So I think I'm going to do that. So thanks, Sal, for that suggestion, because I'm taking advantage of that. And I know Lori's working on this as well. And the colors are just, oh, the colors are amazing in this. Karen Kluba is one of my favorite designers. She just, boy, she really knows how to pull colors and richness together. All right, so that's my Whipco. But speaking of my friend Lori is part of my stitch group, and she had a great idea to do 6 starts in 6 hours. So we did one like in the spring where we did 6 starts in 6 hours. And it's just to get some of the charts and pieces that you had ready, you know, to stitch into your whip flow. And while there was part of me that was like, I don't want any more whips, I was like, you know what? It actually is a great opportunity to get some smalls out of the way. Not out of the way. That sounds kind of like get some smalls done. You know, get them stitched and into your home. That's a better way. So we did some in the spring. Did I bring those? I did not bring those up here, I don't think. I did not bring those up here. We did some in the spring. Those are still in my whip pile, but they're smalls. They're like pin cushions and drums and like kits that I had gotten from the Silver Needle Circle of Friends club that I was in. They were already pre-kitted. They're just sitting here waiting for me to do them. So I started some of those. But then for retreat, she suggested that at the retreat we do that again if anybody wanted to participate. So I was like, yep, let me let me pull some things together. And one of them that I started last weekend, let me take this out of the thing. Let me tell you what, this is an old, I purchased this probably 20 years ago. But it is the trilogy Deck the Home. It came in one of those like CD cases. It was a kit. And it sat here in my stash for 20 years. And I was like, it is time to stitch this. Took me 20 years. But last night, I stayed up a little late. I had just a little bit more to go. And I was like, do I just put it away and finish tomorrow? And then I was like, no, just keep going and get it done. And I was glad I did. Because here it is. Finished. Deck the Home by the Trilogy. And let me tell you, I posted it on Instagram last night. There's nothing sweeter than when the designer comments on your post. It's just like a little, it's a thrill. Because they commented that they were happy that I stitched it. And I was just thrilled. I was like, wow, they're still there. So that was one of my 6 and 6, which is now done. The other ones, I don't think I'm going to take, well, this one's already out, so I'll show you. The other one, and I had started this was a spring 6 and 6 one, but it's Avlia Flore border. And this is where I am at. So I worked on this during retreat for a little while. Not as one of my 6 and 6 starts, but I was just continuing on from the spring, and this is where I'm at. That one's really went out. So you can see, like, I just started the pink going across the top. And this is stitched on something. I don't think I've ever stitched on this type of fabric. It's called ground cloth. So it's a little like nubby. It's not like fine like linen. It's a little coarser. But I like it. Like, it's easy to stitch on and it's easy to see. So I was happy that I took that to retreat because it was easy, you know, in that kind of environment, something easy to stitch on. The other thing that I started, and I don't have its companion finish here, but I started this little Mill Hill winter gnome. That's a little better. And I have a companion one to this that I started and finished over the winter. So I did get these black frames, and I'm going to try and finish this guy before winter and get him up. And I like that they can stay up all winter. You know, they're not Christmas specific. And then here. Let's go downstairs. Oh, I started another Mill Hill kit. I'm telling you, Mill Hill kits are the way to go if you have something like that going on. I started this little, I bought this a couple years ago, I think. Mill Hill painted pumpkin, and it's called the Bewitching Pumpkin. Isn't that cute? So I started that one during retreat. It's done on like done on black perforated paper. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Black perforated paper. I started that one. All right, I'm getting confused. Wait, hang on just a second. Here it is. Another one that I started during retreat for my 6 and 6. This is from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. Ryan Mack is the designer, and I just thought it was cute. And it's also very, again, fill-in, easy. It's called Everybody Loves the Sunshine, and I just thought it was really, really cute. And I got that from her website, and I'm stitching it on 40 count piece, or no, 36 count Peaceful Waters, but I'm using 1 over 2. And that's a silk weaver's fabric. It's hard to tell. It's got, it's pale blue, but it's got like that light modeling. It's one of my favorites from Silk Weavers. I love the fabric because it's soft, but it's got that pretty blue color. And I kitted that up from Stash using DMC 3371 and a hand dyed by Rolanda number 130, I think. These are the colors that I'm using. So that's some of the stuff I've been up to. I mentioned that I attended the New Jersey retreat. This will probably take me into fall. I attended the New Jersey retreat last week, and that was in Woodbridge. Arlene from Works by ABC is the person who heads up that retreat and puts it all together. I didn't buy a whole lot at retreat, to be honest with you. I didn't buy, well, okay, that's a lie. That's a big fat lie. I bought a couple things, but I bought most of what I purchased from one person. But we'll get into that in a minute. First, let me say, we did a smalls exchange, and Anna, I think her name is Anna. Is her name written down? Anne. And I got Anne's little small, and it's so adorable. It is making friends. Isn't that cute, the little girls? And then she put a button and a charm and ribbon in the back of the pillows. So thank you, Anne. It's so adorable. I just love a sweet little pincushion. You can't go wrong when you're doing a small. You can't go wrong, at least in my eyes. So that sits up here. And then my friend, Crafty Kim, was selling, she made project bags and was selling them, so I bought a Halloween one. Isn't that cute? Black on the back. I'm going to take it out. Bag it. Let me tell you what, she had several bags there, and they sold like that. She was kind of surprised, and I was like, wow, your bags are incredible. Just like a white interior. They're beautifully made. She's an incredible seamstress. She just makes the nicest bags. They're so well done. So I bought that from her. And then I went over to the LNS, which is Needleworkers Delight. It's about 10 minutes from the hotel. So I drove over there. I picked up the Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition. Some cute things in here. Like, I really like these potions bottles. I thought they were really cute. I thought this was adorable. The bat hanging upside down. And that was designed by Ann Baker of Barefoot Needle Arts. I didn't know that. 'Tis the season to be spooky. There we go. Yeah, so some really cute Halloween designs in there. I picked up it's so funny, I bought this sampler and then I put it on the freebie table because I was like, there was one part of the sampler I wanted, and it turned out that she released it separately as a Biscornu, and I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. This is the Newcastle bouquet. Now, the sampler is beautiful. I just knew I was never going to stitch it, so I put it on the freebie table. But then she went and released the moth part as a Biscornu, and I was like, that I will stitch, because I think that was what drew me to the sampler to begin with. So I got that. I bought the ink circles, Tangled Fire, with the Sulky pack. I love these little Mill Hill Santas, so I got a couple of them. I didn't get all of them. But the Norway Spruce Santa. And I love this guy because Scotland. So the Scotch Pine Santa. And look at the cardinal at the top of the tree. And look at his little plaid coat. Or his tartan coat, right? Scotland's tartan. I did pick up the latest, this is one of Kathy Haberman's latest, Beach Please. And when I was watching her video about this release, she had done them on like perforated paper and then framed them like shadow box style, like little tiles in a shadow box. It was really neat. I picked up this because I think that I will stitch this for my sister for her birthday next year. Clover and Hive by Hands On Design. One of the things that, and I'll put in a picture here, my sister, I did do a quilt for my sister for her birthday, and I used a clover, Moda Clover, I can't remember the name of the fabric line, but it was like clover and honey or something like that. Like, so I did a quilt for her out of this clover fabric. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do like a little clover cross stitch? Give her a clover cross stitch next year. I did get Erica Michaels, the Boardwalk Review. I love the berry. And there's a hotel in Cape May, New Jersey. It's, I think, called the, not Continental. I'll put it here. It's just this big yellow hotel. The outside is painted yellow with white trim, and that house reminded me of that. I thought this was really, loved it. Erica Michaels, the Salty Mermaid. And then some fabric. Swagger Gray. This is Newcastle 40 count mushroom. I really love this color. It's like a latte kind of color. Very pretty. This is a 40 count, one of my favorites from Silk Weaver, Autumn Blush. Yeah, it's pretty. It's just got a nice subtle modeling to it. So that's some of the stuff that I purchased while I was there at retreat. And speaking of retreat, I've got to share this with you because it's magnificent. Oh, one more piece of haul before I share this other thing. So my friend Mo, who I saw at retreat, once in a while she just sends me a random message and she's like, have you seen this? She's the best enabler because there's no like, hey, you have to buy this. It's just like, hey, have you seen it? And so I did not know that Country Sampler had a club, and they had a blackbird design in the club. And Mo is in the club, and she was like, look. And the next thing I know, I'm in the club too, because she totally enabled me, and I'm not regretting it one single bit. This is Lydia Cohagen from Blackbird Designs. Now, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can purchase this outside of the club, and I think they're charging a little more for it, but if you want it, Country Sampler, I believe, still has it. So it is not on their website. You will have to call them and ask them. I ended up getting into the club, one, because I have just consistently always liked anything I've ever seen come out of Country Sampler. So I was like, this club is something that I know that I'm going to enjoy. I was previously in the Circle of Friends club from the Silver Needle, like I mentioned, and I had stopped that club for a while. So I wasn't really involved in anything, and I was like, I'll wait and see, you know, I'll wait to get what I, you know, get into a club that I really want to be in. So thanks, Mo, for enabling. I'm not complaining because you know that I love it. All right, so the thing about retreat that I had started to talk about. We had a raffle, and there were so many beautiful things on this raffle table. So many people contributed. And there are always those things when you have a raffle that you zero in on that you really want. And I, a person who attended the retreat, but also attended Needle Fest back in May, which was put on by Needleworkers Delight in New Jersey, she brought this to Needle Fest. And when I saw it, I was like, like I just zeroed in on it. But I also came home and purchased the pattern because I was like, the chances, I know everybody's going to go for this. And I know I'm going to end up having to make one for myself. So as it turned out, I mean, I bought a ton of raffle tickets. I put a lot in this one. I put a lot in other people's raffles. So it was kind of like, it's a crapshoot. You know, I mean, well, wouldn't you know, my name was called for it. And I was so stunned that I threw my hands up in the air, and I had something in my right hand and I just threw it. And so the poor person sitting next to me, Kristen, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't hit you in the head. I don't think I did. I think it landed like over her shoulder or something. But I was just shocked because really so many tickets were in for this. I'll show you. So Sarah made this, and specifically for the raffle table. And I got it. It is the ultimate travel bag, and it is magnificent. It's, look at her, like, I'm still shocked. I'm still gushing over it. It's got the sleeve that you put on, you know, so you can put it on your luggage. It's got pockets. Oh, here's the sleeve. Here's the pocket. It's got pockets on the side. Look at the color of the zipper and the hardware, and then the strap, and then she handmade all of this. All of it. Look at the pad. Look at the quilting. Like, I mean, I bought the pattern, and I was kind of like, I had told her at one point, I think I messaged her, sent her a message on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need you on Facebook Live with me or something to show me how to do this, because I don't know if I can manage this myself. But it's fully lined. It's got mesh pockets on the inside. There's like an acrylic thing that goes across the bottom, so it's nice and steady. On the bottom is buttons to keep, protect it from being on the ground, so it elevates just enough so it's not directly on the floor. Every zipper has the detail, the thought, the effort, the craftsmanship, just unbelievable. And then the piece de resistance, like as if that wasn't enough, she made this bag to go inside of it. It's a companion bag, and it's one of those ones that has like the zipper pockets on the inside. I won this in the raffle, and I'm thrilled, just thrilled. So thank you, Sarah, for offering this up as an opportunity to win it. It meant so much to me. It meant so much to me. The other thing, as if that wasn't enough, then I had also put in a raffle ticket. Arlene Cohen, again, who is the person who heads up the retreat, she wears one of these around her neck on occasion, but she made, it's beautiful. It's a necklace. Look at that teeny tiny stitched medallion. You can't see it that way. Not doing it justice. So then I won this as well. And I don't know what count she stitches it on, but it's like over one. It almost looks like 46, maybe 56. It's so tiny. Those tiny, 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 tiny stitches. Isn't that beautiful? So I won that from the raffle as well. I just think it's so pretty. I have a business meeting at the end of September, and I think I'm going to take this with me and wear it. Love to show off my stitching. And now I'm showing off Arlene's as well. Okay, just a couple more things. I want to show you this finish. It's been a long time in the making. I finished it December of 2020. I sent it out to Jill Brensall to have it framed. It was like halfway through 2021, maybe July or August 2021, and then I got it back in February. It took a long time to get it back, but I know that they're always so busy. And it is, I'd shown you this probably while it was in progress, but it is Mirabilia Snow Queen. And again, it's a monster piece. Huge. So, here she is. I'm going to put her down. Snow Queen by Jill Brensall. Or, well, the Snow Queen is Mirabilia, the chart. I stitched it on 32 count Winter Solstice Fabrics by Stephanie with all the called for, with the exception of the Snow Queen's hair. I'm gonna put it down, it's heavy. With the exception of the Snow Queen's hair, which was a conversion done by Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, graciously shared that conversion with me, and so I made her a redhead, but look at the detail in the mat. So that, woo, Moonlight City. That is Snow Queen, the Mirabilia. I'll put a picture in so that you can see it a little better without all the glare. But yeah. So Darren has suggested, it was his suggestion, not mine, that wherever we hang it, we need to put some lights in to focus on it. He loves it. Oh, this was in my stack of things to show you that I purchased. I got this from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. I just thought it was really cute. Anybody who's been watching my channel for a while should know or may know. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I think I have. We have like a makeshift observatory in our backyard. My partner Darren loves to do astrophotography, so he's always out there taking pictures of the moon and stars and nebulas and galaxies, and it's quite a process to watch him do that. Like, he's from taking the pictures to stacking them and producing something that, you know, he posts. It's just, it's a process. He loves it, just like I love cross stitch. So I kind of get that. But so we love space in this house. So I got this from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. I'm a huge fan of space. And then the back says both outer and personal. So I thought that that was really cute. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, have to get that. And then some things that I'm planning on starting, because I'm way into autumn stitching now. I saw Audrey from Stitchy Witch 42 working on this one, and this is Emily's Bliss by Summerhouse Stitchworks. It's a kit, Summerhouse Stitchworks, and I'm going to finish it into the drum. And the other one, I think I got this as part of the Silver Needle Circle of Friends Club. I'm not sure, but I think so. And this is Cricket Collection, Edge of the Woods. So I want to start that as well. And that comes, it's also kitted. One of the things I picked up, I think I was watching, I think it was Helen D, who mentioned this company. I don't remember the name of it. It's an Etsy shop. I'll link it down below, or I'll put it here. I bought some felt pumpkins. So I bought these little, aren't they really cute? Look at them, little felt pumpkins. So I got some blue ones, some white ones, some orange ones to put in my little basket. I have some felt acorns, so I thought I'd do. I have a little like wagon thing that I fill with felt acorns, and I thought, well, the felt pumpkins will look really nice in there too. So I picked that up. And then the final thing, I went all through my haul. These have been sitting here looking at me, and this was at the retreat. A woman was there selling. I went a little overboard. Her name is Sue. Her company is So Pretty Pins. So SEW Pretty Pins. And I bought tons of pins. I loved finished pin cushions and drums. And I was like, what I loved about them is she put so much attention into how they wear and how they look. So they're sealed so they won't tarnish, you know, so that they won't break down. But I bought several pin sets from her. I mean, I sat on the floor with her stuff and just went through and kept pulling things out. So she's on Facebook. Here's her information. So Pretty Pins, Instagram, her email. And so I bought this set with the candy. Look at the wrapper. She made the candy wrapper out of beads. The tree, and look at the plum pudding, all out of beads. This Halloween one, they're incredible. They're so beautifully done. So with the skull, I love this one, this black pumpkin, Midnight Pumpkin it's called. Look at that. Get a little closer. This one is snowmen. Be pretty for a little winter drum. I think, with the white beads, I think she painted them and then dipped them like in a glitter and then sealed them. Like, they're like sparkly little, it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can see how they sparkle. Really sweet. Oh, I got this, she did this polymer clay tomato pin. Look at that. And then, oh, another Halloween one, a witch's hat. Really sweet. Then she did these charm sets. Again, for drums or berry toppers. Look at that. The ribbon. This one she did for, I'll see if I can find a picture and put it in here. But this one she did as a topper for a Kathy Barrick drum, and that like melon color bead in the middle matches the drum perfectly. She put so much thought into what's the piece and how do you want to finish it and does it match and does it complement it, like just the thought that she put into it, and then the product that she produces is just beautiful. Peppermint. Clearly I like pumpkins. White pumpkin. Another pumpkin. Better get stitching and finishing. And then I got this, again, topper set. It's an acorn pin. I don't know if you can see that acorn with the button and the ribbon. They were all different prices, depending upon like what kind of beads she used and stuff. It can kind of change the price. This is also an acorn with just the bronze topper instead of the brass. The little squirrel. I thought this was pretty, very like snow angel type of thing. Snowflakes and the star and angel. This Christmas one, which I adore. Let's see if I can get it. So, so it's the bell and the nutcracker and the wreath. And another one. Told you, I went overboard, but I've never seen anything like them, and they're so beautifully made. The deer, the snowflake, and the candy cane. The silver squirrel, the acorn. A little sewing set, the thimble and the sewing machine and the scissors. And then another snowy one. The snowman and the mittens and the snowflake. So she was really nice. Really, really nice. She was a hit. She was a hit. And I believe, and no, in fact, I'm pretty sure, McKenna from 1884 Stitchery is going to be carrying these. So I'll provide Sue, who is So Pretty Pins. I'll provide her information below, and then I'll also link you over to McKenna's shop so that if you want to shop there and browse and peruse, you can look there as well. But yeah, Sue is just, she was so nice. So nice. Yeah, it was a good purchasing moment. But, yeah. Alright, so that's my catch-up video. It's been a while, so I appreciate you hanging in there with me, and this is not everything. I'm sure things will pop up as I do another video, hopefully sooner rather than later. Yeah, so thanks so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. I'm really glad you did. I hope to see you again soon, and until then, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Peace.